Welcome to you all to this video lecture, and in this very video lecture we are going to study about team management under leadership. Now I'm going to give you the concept about team. According to R.W. Griffin, a team is a group of workers that functions as unit often with a little or no supervision to carry out organizational functions. It means a team is a small group of people having complementary skills required for working together to achieve common objectives. In another word, it is the good mix of high intellectual intelligence available in the organization. Now I'm going to give you the characteristics of a team. Number one, result oriented structure, inspiring goal and unified commitment, complementary skills of members, collaborative climate, principled leadership, effective feedback system, mutual trust among members, realistic deadlines. These are the characteristics of a team. Now I'm going to explain you about the types of a team. Number one, problem solving team, self managed team, cross functional team, virtual team. Now I'm going to give you a brief explanations of different teams. Number one, problem solving team. Problem solving teams are formed with expert employees of a same department or unit to provide suggestions to solve problems. Number two, self-managed team. Self-managed teams are formed with self-motivated employees who perform more efficiently for improving performance. Fully self-managed teams set their goals themselves. Next, cross-functional team. Cross-functional teams are formed by the employees from various functional units or departments but of same hierarchical level. Next one, virtual team. It is formed with experts of various sectors with computer technology to solve specific problems. Now I'm going to explain you about the strategy for effective team management. Number one, size of the team must be appropriate depending on the jobs to be performed. Number two, management policies and practices should be fair and consistent. Number three, each individual should have equal importance in team performance. Number four, manage conflict effectively at early as possible and transparently. Number five, there should be adequate resources with proper allocations for teams and team members. Number six, there must be open and two-way communication system in the organization. So these are the strategy for effective team management. Now, under leadership only, I'm going to give you the concept of conflict. What is conflict? The concept I'm going to give you. Conflict is the situations of disagreement between two parties on the certain issue. According to Ricky W. Griffin, conflict is disagreement among two or more individual groups or organization. According to Keith Davis, conflict is any situation in which two or more parties feel themselves in opposition. In general, conflict is supposed to cause negative consequences, but it is not always negative if it is managed properly. Now I'm going to give you about the factors influencing organizational conflict. Number one, vague responsibility. Vague responsibility. Number two, interpersonal differences. Number three, limited resources. Number four, poor communication. Number five, conflict to interest. Number one, vague responsibility. If there is lack of clarity regarding who is responsible for which section of a task or project to accomplish, conflict may take place. Number two, interpersonal differences. Conflicts at the workplace are often caused by interpersonal issues between the members of the organization because of differences in perception, personality differences, differences in attitude and behavior. Next one, limited resources. One of the main reasons for occurrence of conflict in an organization is the inadequacy of resources. Next one, poor communication. Poor communication between supervisor and the employees of the organization is another vital cause leading conflict. Inadequate communication, one-way communication, etc. are the communication related reasons causing conflict. Next one, conflict to interest. When there is differences between the personal goals of individual and goals of the organization, conflict of interest arises. So these are the factors influencing organizational conflict. So finally, I'm going to explain you about the types of conflict. So basically, the types of conflicts are classified under two main heads. They are classification of conflict on the basis of involvement, another the classification of conflict on the basis of region. Now, I'm going to tell you about the classifications of conflict on the basis of involvement. Number one, intrapersonal conflict. Conflict that occurs within an individual is intrapersonal conflict. Number two, interpersonal conflict. This is the conflict which occurs between two individuals. Number C, intra-team conflict. The conflict which occurs within a team, that is between members of a team, is called intra-team conflict. Next one, inter-team conflict. Such type of conflict occurs between two teams of organization. Next one, inter-organizational conflict. Inter-organizational conflicts occurs between two organizations of the same industry or organization in the same business network. Now, next classification, that is the classification of conflict on the basis of region. There are three types. They are relationship conflict, task conflict, and the process conflict. Number A, relationship conflict. The conflict arising out of interpersonal differences or relational tensions between two or more employees within the same or different levels is called relational conflict. Number two, task conflict. When there is a disagreement among members regarding nature of work to be performed in the organization is called task conflict. And finally, the process conflict. Conflict or disputes among the team members because of differences in opinions on how work should be completed is called process conflict. So these are the different types of conflict. So I think you might understood about the different topics uh, of team and conflict. Now in my forthcoming videos, I'll come up with the next further video lecture classes. Until then, thank you.